Hi, I'm Alan Ross. I'm the managing editor of APC Media's publications, Transformer Technology, Power Systems Technology, and Women in Power Systems. We're here at the IEEE PEST&D conference in Anaheim in 2024, the 60th anniversary. These interviews are with thought leaders to be able to bring the best of the marketplace to you. My next guest is John Bucciarelli. John is two things. Number one, he's an old colleague. He's also a good friend. John is the president of SDMyers. You've been doing this long enough, and you're a double E, right?
Mechanical engineering.
Oh, thank God, so am I. Okay, we should rule the world. I thought you were a double E, but you've been around the industry enough now to have a good idea about what's going on in the industry. We're going to talk about SDMyers in just a bit, but I'm going to use a thing. It's been flat in this industry for decades. All of a sudden, it's like a hockey stick of change. It's just everything's changing. Talk to me a little bit about where you think we are in the power industry now.
Yeah, Alan, first, thanks for having me. This is great to see you again and great to be getting to do this interview here at IEEE. As you know, the industry in the last 3 years has just changed tremendously, and all indications are it's just going to keep changing. And so one of the things that we're striving to do is stay ahead of that a little bit, recognizing new challenges, new issues that are coming, new destinations that we're trying to chase, you know. But one of the things that we're really seeing is this increased focus on reliability, safety and reliability, which has been a tagline at SDMyers for so many years. And
well, you know, I was the president of the Electric Power Reliability Alliance,
yes,
right?
Yes, I do.
So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so we have these characters that are safe and reliable, and they're great. But so seeing that really start to be, I think it's always been there, but more so now than ever, the reliability aspect of electric power equipment, not only transformers, but everything in the electrical distribution and substation and everything. It's just changing so quickly. And we see companies more and more really trying to stay ahead of that, to not experience downtimes. With everything going on with data centers in the world and everything moving so quickly, the need to have electric power systems up and running all the time, not costing tons of money to maintain, never being off, without enough resources to keep it going. That's what we're seeing a lot of.
One of my mechanical engineering publications I read recently, we talked about the capacity, in industrial capacity, usually capacity is 85%. That gives you time to do turnarounds and do the other things you need to do, right? Right now, industrial America is running 92 to 97% capacity. To your point about, you just can't slow down to stop. So when it slows itself down or stops because of a power quality issue, it creates huge financial problems. It can be career defining for people, and that's a lot of the market you're in.
Yeah, my previous life, working in the car business and automotive manufacturing, everything was designed at 85% uptime.
Right.
And so there was that allowance for a 15% downtime, and that's gone away. You know, that drives profitability, that drives, contribution margin. So that has really changed. And all the industries nowadays, especially the data center, those are just places that cannot have any downtime, not only for their customers, but, also some penalties and things that they might face. And so it's really important for their electric power systems to stay up and running and in good condition. I think that's the part that people miss, is everything's okay until it's not okay. And you've got to be able to see when that's coming. And I think that's the part that people miss sometimes.
That's going to be my new tagline. Everything is okay until it's not okay. John, thank you for that.
Sure.
Great marketing term. You kind of briefly mentioned it, then you got off of it, so I'm going to take you back to it. Okay. What are the looming issues on the horizon? What is it when you look ahead 2, 3, 4 years that you see, because that hockey stick of change and demand and everything is there. What do you see as potential challenges ahead?
Well, I think even at this show, as you see, the grid is changing. Whether by design or unintentionally, it's changing, and people are causing that to change. As you look here, even at the show, the number of transformer manufacturers that you see just out on the floor is unbelievable. And so the demand for transformers specifically is increasing. And so all electrical systems go with that and new technology. So really seeing that play itself out in the show. The new methods of being able to have electric power transmitted, I think, is going to change. And so maybe sizes and locations and being able to be adaptable and flexible to where that electricity comes from is something that I think is really going to be a challenge going forward.
Yeah, we used to be step down system. Now it's a step everywhere. I was just talking to somebody talking about the reverse flow. IEEE Transformer Committee is working on is standards for reverse flow. You know, power goes into a battery system, power comes out of the battery system. It has to be instantaneous. So you really can't take a transformer and say, oh, I'm going to take like 3 hours. It's got to take that power back and forth. And there really have been no standards on that. IEEE is working on that. There's just a lot of change around that.
Especially when you talk about cars and things like that, when you talk about that battery's got to go immediately when that happens.
And now some of these utility grade batteries, big storage facilities, flow batteries, that, you know, when the sun stops shining and you got it in there, but all of a sudden peak load goes off, and now peak load is everywhere for utility. They don't even know when peak load happens anymore. I want to now switch gears back to SDMyers. The SDMyers I knew was primarily, when I first got involved with it, a lab testing and field service company. And then the field service business was sold off to, I believe, GE, which is now GE Vernova. And the lab testing business just stayed and thrived and still thrives to this day. I saw your booth. I didn't see anything about lab. Now, I didn't see one person I knew in there that was in the lab, and I just knew you got a lot going on at SDMyers. Talk to me about that.
Well, you know, one of the cool things that our founder, Stan Meyer, started is he was kind of the pioneer in this taking care of transformers. Take care of the dielectric fluid, take care of the paper, and that transformer will last a lifetime. And that's kind of where we started. And from there, I feel like in the last several years, we've evolved into an electric reliability company. And so, you know, what you'll see in our booth today is a little bit different. Of course, we're still doing our lab testing and diagnostics and IR inspections and visual inspections. And of course, you'll see us doing field service out there and taking care of that. But we've pivoted a little bit to really try to get ahead. And because we're so customer focused, we want to be able to get customers in a position that they don't have outages. And that requires you to do something before, like I said, it's okay until it's not okay. And so, you know, we've kind of made a pivot a little bit, and it's probably nothing new. We've done it before in the past, but this idea that in our process, we really want to be able to talk to our customers and get them to be planning and thinking about their fleet of transformers or electric systems and what could happen if this went down or that went down. And you remember these days of reliability and what that looked like, but now having those conversations ahead of time, and we're finding that customers are much more willing to have it because of lead times and things like that. So we are, you know, doing a lot of consulting work with our customers, talking about planning for maintenance and preventative maintenance more so than repair. We want people to respond to what they're seeing in the diagnostic testing as opposed to react to a failure. And we know that benefits them even though they don't realize that at the time. And so one of the big things that we're doing right now with our customers is being involved in that planning phase. Asset management. You know, one of our sister company, Power Pro 360, has a program that looks at all of the assets in all of the categories, 25 different electrical categories, and compares the performance of those assets to IEEE standards. Right. And so what's that telling the customers? And so part of, for us, for SDMyers, what we're doing is we're able to work with our customers, plan to take transformers offline, refurbish transformers for them in a work environment as opposed to in the field, so they don't experience that downtime. And so that's something, you know, again, not a new idea, but for SDMyers, we've gotten back into that and being able to give our customers a runway so that they never get to that point where they have an outage.
Talked to a lot of transformer manufacturers here, and I make this statement, and I haven't had anybody say, no, that's not really true. utilities have been planning ahead for a lot of the change that we've seen. Most of industrial customers didn't. And so when they go to a transformer manufacturer and say, hey, I need a new transformer, they're told, oh, it's 3 years. Big power transformers, 3 years. Even some smaller transformers, it's 18 months. And so pad mounts, 18 months. They used to have them in inventory. And so consequently, the need to keep what you've got alive as long as you have until you can now get on their buying slots. If you try to buy it today, you wouldn't get it. So you have to keep what you've got alive longer, and that's part of the whole idea of doing maintenance, doing the things that you got to do, I assume.
Yeah, and I think too, you hit on it. SDMyers, for as long as we've been around, we've really focused on the industrial customer. That's been our desire. Our heart is with those people. And we recognize they don't have the resources, that unlimited time, that unlimited money, the people. And so, our tagline this week is relax, we got this. And that doesn't mean to say we got...
Wait, somebody put this on my table right here. Relax, we got this.
And what that means is relax, we got this together, right? Because for us, with our customers, it's a partnership. We want their equipment to run and last because we recognize their productivity, their revenue depends on their electric system functioning. And so, that's kind of our tagline. We relax, we got this, but it has to be a partnership with them. But our industrial customers, 80% of our customers are industrial. And we know more so, like you said, they are having a really hard time when they try to get a transformer from a company that, like I said, they don't have the slot or the expense is so much, right? And so the ability to provide a refurbished, reconditioned, retrofill, we're doing a lot of retrofills with our partner in Cargill, to be able to provide that in a better, safer, more reliable transformer back into their system and into their fleet is critical for them. Like you said, the utilities, they've kind of got the market on that and they can do that. But we're really trying to serve the industrial customer that way, and it really gives them a complete reliability process in the transformer and extended into the electrical power system that we can provide. And so we're excited about that, being able to do it from all the time from our, when our MDTs, our mobile diagnostic technicians, go and pull that sample, to given the condition of the fluid or the IR report or the partial discharge report, but really being able to work with our customers to plan and refurbish things as well. And we would say, and we continue to say this, is that if you take care of those transformers, take care of the fluid, take care of the paper, those transformers will take care of you. Our oldest transformer testing in our fleet currently right now is 114 years old. And so we don't share that to be prideful about that, but to really say, hey, transformers were designed to last a really long time, but kind of like our bodies, they take some care and some really working on before they will do that.
It's interesting. I talked to somebody earlier. We were talking about transformers and the age, and I said, back when I was with SDMyers, we threw a birthday party for 6 transformers over 100 years old. Now, maybe there's more than that now or less because some of them didn't make it. But people are just astounded about, you're kidding. And you know what? They're pretty much made the same way today than they were then. Differently, of course, but IEEE. Talk to me about the value of IEEE to the industry as a whole, to you personally, to the industry as a whole.
Yeah, IEEE is wonderful because what they're really doing is getting people educated on what's going on. I think they're really involved in what's going to happen in the future, kind of on that cutting edge and the knowledge front of where things are going, and being able to help everybody. Even in the build and design phase, beyond that, I think they're really emphasizing okay, don't just stop there. You have to take care, right? You can build and you can design, but if you don't take care of those transformers or any other electrical systems, they're going to fail on you. And so we had a customer yesterday that we were talking to, 50 MVA transformer. It's less than 5 years, and they're making a decision to take it out of service because they've had so much problem with it. So I think IEEE is really leading the knowledge of where things are going. Obviously pushing the edge of power and energy, sector and things like that, but really excited, and we've been really blessed with the information that we're gathering as a company, so we can figure out how to respond to the needs of our industrial customers.
Right. So I can say, as we end here, relax. They got this. John, thank you so much. Appreciate it.